This is the points table showing us how the semi-finals mapped out. South Australia leading in Group A, playing against the number 2 team in Group B, New South Wales, and Western Australia heading up Group B. Yesterday defeated the second side from Group A, that's Queensland. So Western Australia through to the final to play winner of today's match here at the Adelaide Oval. That win by Western Australia yesterday, a convincing one. Queensland making 202 in their 50 overs. Tom Moody taking 3 for 29. Peter Clifford remained 52 not out. Western Australia winning by 6 wickets. Tom Moody making 81. Mike Valletta 52. But it becomes even more convincing when you realise that they scored the runs off 32.5 overs. So very comfortable win to Western Australia. Looks like we could be looking forward to a trip to Perth for the final, Richie.
WA have done everything that's been asked of them so far. To viewers as this day goes on. David Hooks, the veteran left-hander, and Lehmann and Bevan. Bayless, the fielder. Here's Lehmann and Bevan. Scuderi, who started the season with 1 or 2 niggling injuries.
Slowly. Lawson there just feeling the shoulder. He had to pass a fitness test to play in this match. Got a bicep injury. And a shout there from behind. And Daryl Scott has been given out. So Mike Whitney gets the first breakthrough for New South Wales.
He's moving the ball off the seam a considerable amount out there. He bowled Andrew Hilditch a couple of great away cutters. Well, might have been 2 sounds there. One of the outside edge and the other one of the bat flicking the pad. It's 1 for 25 from 10.
Andrew Hilditch on strike. That was the last ball of Whitney's over, in which he claimed the wicket of Daryl Scott, and that's brought Paul Nobes to the crease.
Whitney breaks through with that first wicket. There's a bowler who has taken note of batsmen's strengths or weaknesses. It was Geoffrey Lawson with that in-swing into Nobes. Now Whitney, in claiming the wicket of Scott, has achieved the breakthrough for New South Wales. And there was certainly a solid clunk of inside edge against pad. It assumes there must have been an equally solid clunk of ball against outside edge.
Likes to get on with the job, Paul Nobes. Very colourful hot air balloon. Just blowing it up now. They're on Montefiore Hill. Shot from Paul Nobes. It's the second time this morning that Mike Whitney has been driven down the ground, and on both occasions they've run 4. First time it was done by Andrew Hilditch. Certainly doesn't leave you in any doubt about his intentions with that backlift, Paul Nobes. It's a big un.
Then it reverts to a single innings game.
Oh, that's a good throw. Well, I've seen Rodney Marsh's blade of the bat fly out of his hands, but at least the handle stayed in his hands. The blade nearly decapitated Lance Cairns at the Sydney Cricket Ground. But that's a first, the whole bat going.
He's deceived by Jeff Lawson's slower ball there. Tried to pull his stroke and did so successfully.
Wonder if he's ever thought of caber tossing. Lawson fielding in the gully. Beautifully placed. Yes, South Australian viewers have just joined us as Andrew Hilditch gets a very fortunate 4. Beautifully placed between keeper and Greg Matthews at first slip. South Australia batting first after David Hooks won the toss. They're 1 for 37. Andrew Hilditch with that boundary. And a good outswinger there from Wayne Holdsworth. Hilditch on 18. Nobes is on 6. The man out, Darryl Scott, caught Emery, bowled Whitney for 9. The first wicket falling at 25.
Quite sharp. Very handy young bowler, this man.
Hilditch has produced a couple of very good drives. One off Whitney earlier in the morning, and they had to run 4.
Andrew Hilditch is a competitor. He's competing here today. He's driven well. He's played one good square cut. This one he doesn't quite time. Finds the gap at cover. Picks up 2 more. Holdsworth coming onto the bat. A yard quicker than Jeff Lawson. Square leg. Mid-wicket. And mid-on. Yep.
Intelligent shot there from Paul Nobes, just waiting for that ball to go actually past him and then playing the late cut rather than the square cut.
That's picking the gap. Just waited for the ball to come on. Yep. Didn't turn at all. Beautifully timed. And Matthews, and he's confident as well. Bouncy, energetic.
Poor piece of fielding there. We've just talked about the excellent New South Wales fielding. Mark O'Neill at backward point. Matthews may consider bringing in a slip if he's going to bowl to that shot of Nobes, because there was certainly an opportunity for a catch there.
Yes, it's actually a strange attack, this. There's 5 on the onside, and he's bowling just outside the line of the off stump, and Nobes picks him off beautifully. A misfield.
Interesting that a player who has played a lot of Test cricket as an off-spinner went to that spin bowling school. Great shot there from Hilditch. That one's beautifully timed and will reach the boundary.
It's the shot of the inning so far. The extra pace of Holdsworth coming onto the bat, and Hilditch in good touch finds the gap. Superbly timed cover drive. It's 1 for 51. Not a big back lift. Placement was always there. Not between the cover and mid-off fieldsman.
Yes, that spin bowling school, which is operated by Peter Philpott and Ashley Mallett, both former Test spinners. Philpott from New South Wales, Mallett from South Australia. They're going to be holding those classes in every state around Australia. They've doing it in conjunction with the Australian Cricket Board. And that's terrific to see, because two very knowledgeable spin bowlers, Mallett and Philpott. And it's certainly something that I think Australian cricket needs. Our spin bowling stocks aren't great at the moment around the country. South Australia 1 for 53. And well bowled. Greg Matthews really turning that one, and good flight. He fooled Nobes with the flight.
Beautiful delivery. Committed the batsman forward, beat him in the air. There it is, it drifts away and spins back, and it takes off stump. Superb piece of off-spin bowling. Matthews strikes, Nobes is out, clean bowled for 13. It's 2 for 53.
That was a magnificent delivery on all counts, because he did Nobes with the flight. He both dipped the ball on him and might have just curved away a little, and didn't it spin back. In fact, it actually lobbed on top of the off bail. But that was a beautiful piece of off-spin bowling.
Yes, he's prepared to bowl that line, entice the batsman to hit through the offside where the gap was at cover. Bowled him as clean as a whistle. Excellent delivery.
Well, I always reckon an off-spinner is bowling well when he curves the ball away and spins it back. And in my opinion, off-spinners should be bowling to hit off-stump. They should be pitching as much outside off-stump as what they're spinning. And that was a perfect example from Greg Matthews. Beautiful piece of bowling. He's a very confident off-spinner at the moment.
And a man coming out to face Greg Matthews is South Australian captain David Hooks. Not the best player of spin in the world if you bowl well, but if you bowl badly, he'll make you pay here at the Adelaide Oval, David Hooks. This should be a wonderful contest. Matthews going around the wicket to the South Australian captain. That was a superb delivery. In-form bowler, Greg Matthews, and getting that to drift just enough to entice the cover drive, opened up the gap and took the off stump.
That was a pretty good example of why batsmen should learn to use their feet properly. Nobes tried to play him by anchoring his back foot in the crease, and eventually the flight was so good that he dragged him out of the crease anyhow. But because he hadn't used his feet and skipped down the track, he wasn't able to make it into a half volley. It's a beautiful piece of bowling to a batsman who's not keen on leaving the crease.
Yes, he did open up the gap here. You see there's a little bit of drift away. He looks for the cover drive and it comes in between the big gap there. Spun and took off stump.
I think you'll get an idea when you see the stride that Nobes took to come forward. When you see it from side on, it was a very long stride. Now he had to go again. Now that was poor footwork, but that problem was created for him by the flight. The great Clary Grimmett, who took 600 odd wickets for South Australia, always said, you've got to beat the batsman in flight before you can beat him off the pitch, and that's exactly what Matthews did. Beautiful bowling. Beautiful bowling. That was the one that Matthews pushes through a bit.
And David Hooks will pick you off if you bowl badly. Just work that nicely away to get off the mark. Very positive stroke. Not a lot of effort. Superb timing.
Lovely late cut.
Perfect stroke. Deflection wide. He waited for it to come on. And Hilditch batting superbly.
Alan Kippax, I think it was, they used to say was the master of that shot, the late cut. Alan Kippax, a magnificent player for Australia in the late 20s, early 30s. Finished around the Bodyline series. He couldn't have played it any better than that one.
Steve Small at backward square leg, getting some work from Hilditch. 4 overs, no wicket for 18. Very expensive.
And caught by Lawson, so that'll ease his problems a little. A rather loose delivery, and Hilditch a bit unfortunate. He hit the square drive quite well, but just got it in the air.
A vital breakthrough. Played very well, Hilditch today. It's very wide. Possibly would have been called a wide, but he got a bit of bat to it. And Lawson, very good fieldsman, took the catch. 3 for 62.
Darren Lehmann earlier this season became the youngest man to score 1,000 runs. First class cricket. He scored 1142 so far this season. At an average of 57. He's come in at number 5 at the fall of Andrew Hilditch's wicket.
It's a valuable wicket for New South Wales. The widest delivery. Hilditch hit it straight to Lawson, who took the catch. That's when Holsworth was causing a problem too for his captain. He breaks through with a vital wicket. New South Wales on top. South Australia at 3 for 62. 19 overs have been bowled.
David Hooks finding the gap, but Brad McNamara is out on the point boundary.
Interesting to watch David Hooks as McNamara does the fielding. He very rarely uses his feet. He's a stand and deliver type batsman. He's got such a great eye and such a beautiful timer.
Across the gardens. Square mile of Adelaide, bounded by north, south, east and west terraces. Beautiful placement.
That's where he has a touch of class, David Hooks. He just leans forward and times the ball beautifully. Very little follow through on that occasion, allowing the bowler to make the pace. Crowd building up here now at the Adelaide Oval. Two favourite sons at the crease, Lehmann and Hooks. Just caress that through cover.
Square of the wicket on the offside. Loves to square drive and square cut. That's nicely placed once again by David Hooks.
Wayne Holsworth has to be at the stumps. He can't bowl with too much width to top order players on the Adelaide Oval. Phil Emery diving away there with Matthews. Ball going well wide of the slip cordon. Just opened the face of the bat. 2 easy runs.
And once again, he beats the offside field. Trevor Bayliss, the fielder. New South Wales standard in the field has dropped quite a bit since the 15 overs were completed.
Trevor Bayliss, the offender on this occasion. It's well timed, but he should have gathered that. Hooks quickly to 14. Lehmann on 1. It's 3 for 74. Very interesting stage of the semi-final.
14 to Hooks, 1 to Darren Lehmann. Very interesting partnership and an important one for South Australia. Once again, the placement is excellent from David Hooks. He's just passed 1,000 runs in this competition. He looks in very good form. And I think we're in for some quite interesting batting here. Very interesting contest between bat and ball. A couple of former spin bowlers who will really enjoy it, Bruce Yardley and Richie Benaud.
Thanks, Ian. Looks good to me. Matthews, the bowler. And that time the top spinner.
Greg Matthews, I rate him as one of the best spinners in Australia at the moment. I think he's improved a heck of a lot over the last couple of years. Saw him bowl in Perth on the whacker wicket. Bowled very, very well there in the Shield match. Got 7 wickets. But it's a real test for him here against David Hooks. Bit of wishful thinking there, I think. I thought that David Hooks might have got a leading edge to that. Obviously not. And worth the shout. Wayne Holdsworth about to resume. Crowd building up a little here at the Adelaide Oval. Holdsworth to Lehmann.
That's 4, and it's a beautiful stroke.
This young man is all class. Have a look at this for a magnificently timed shot off his legs. Played one off the last ball, the last over from Holdsworth. We thought it was just about the shot of the morning, but it was brilliantly fielded in that position, but he's got that one through for 4. Great player.
Very strong on the offside. David Hooks square of the wicket and just behind point.
David Hooks seeing the ball very, very well. Magnificent use of his wrists. Just lays the ball away. Superb shot. And from Darren Lehmann as well. Anything you can do, Hooksy, I can do also. And they come back for 3. Great batting.
Might be a good over for Lehmann and Hooks, but hasn't been a good one for Wayne Holdsworth. He's had to chase them all. 3 for 92. Hilditch 31, Scott 9, Nobes 13. 24 to Hooks already. Mark Waugh is the new bowler. Holdsworth's been expensive.
Now that's got to be a wide or very close to a wide. Umpire Darryl Harper. Seems quite chuffed about that one. The glorious cover drive. Just straight a little in direction there, Mark Waugh. And they come back for 3. Trevor Bayliss there, a good long return over the stumps, 3 for 105. Just ran past me and said, maybe 10 years ago, Grandad. He's a character. Look at that for a great shot. Very fine sweep. An easy 3.
Not easy to get the ball as fine as this. Quite a deliberate little stroke. Just down to the area where there's a good chance of at least 2, in this case 3. And that's even finer.
Just losing his line a little here, Greg Matthews. Not easy to bowl to these two. Coming back for 2 and does that easily. Also excellent running between the wickets. I'd like to see these two in with 10 overs to go today. Just anything could happen.
There's a problem getting your foot down onto the ground in a situation like that. And there's a little bit of injury added to the insult. Three for 120 and 29.
Well struck, that's wide a bit off. 2 more to David Hooks. Very interesting match, Ian.
Yes, this partnership has really lifted South Australia's chances. And as long as Lehmann and Hooks are out there, South Australian target is going to be a pretty respectable one.
It's the both very difficult to contain. There's Matthews very deep and very wide at mid-off. Fine sweep.
Lehmann has lost the bat in making this the first run.
He looks a little bit overweight, but my word, he's a fine player. Got all the time in the world to play shots. Magnificent eye player, good timer, confident. Very hard to bowl to. What a catch! What a gem! Mark Waugh at point, clocks it out of the air. It was going like a rocket. Superb piece of cricket and a vital wicket.
One-handed. What a brilliant catch from Mark Waugh. Hooks went for the square drive, just opened the blade a little, and Mark Waugh just one hand and as casual as you like. But a pretty important catch for New South Wales. South Australia 4 for 139.
Michael Bevan takes guard against Greg Matthews, who's just picked up the vital wicket of David Hooks. Superb catch at point by Mark Waugh. He caught it easy, but it was going like a bullet. Threw out the right hand and caught it as clean as a whistle. So Greg Matthews with 2 wickets now. His final delivery. 10 overs, 2 for 50 for Greg Matthews. It's 4 for 139.
Right at the end of his spell, he got the wicket that New South Wales needed. David Hooks just opened the blade on that one. It may have taken a bit of pace off, but not too much. He hit it pretty well. Mark Waugh did a tremendous job there to grab that one. He didn't have the chance to get there 2 hands. he really did make it look pretty easy. Mark Waugh is an extremely talented player.
Seven off the mark. Deflection.
Yes, they'll be embarrassed by riches, New South Wales, with that trio coming back into the side for the Shield final. It's going to be a pretty useful fielding side when you think Mike Whitney got a few deliveries to move quite sharply off the seam. Scott on that occasion hit his pad.
It was 1 for 25. And then Paul Nobes was bowled by Matthews for 13.
Magnificent delivery. Beat him in the flight and then spun it a mile. Hit the top of off stump. Perfect off spinner's delivery. That one, that made it 2 for 53.
Played very well for 45, but he was out to a great catch.
Mark Waugh making it look easy. It certainly was much more difficult than he made it look. And Greg Matthews deserved that reward because he bowled well. That was just one ball from the end of his spell.
No ball called.
So Greg Matthews finished with 2 for 50 from his 10 overs, picking up David Hooks with his second last delivery. That was 4 for 139. South worst run rate.
Quick edge, races away down to third man. Fine throw. Holsworth, young fast bowler with a very good arm.
He has got a very strong arm. He's up quickly on his feet, a couple of paces, and then really fired it in. Flat and hard.
It's well bowled. Bowled very well today, Michael Whitney.
Michael Bevan is giving himself problems because he's trying to, on this occasion, guide the ball away down to third man rather than meet it with the full face of the bat. At the other end, with Mark Waugh bowling, he's trying to square drive the ball rather than hit it straight through the covers or just wide of the cover fieldsman. I think until he really gets his time.
Lehmann 40, Bevan 7, 4 for 156. Mark Waugh continues.
His 8th over.
9, 1 for 29. Holsworth 1 for 31 off 5. Charge and thrash down to mid-off. They look for 2. A good contest here. Lehmann in sparkling form, pacing himself well. In the air, but safe. Well placed. Full marks the fieldsman. Lehmann prepared to hit through the line and off the ball. Only a bottom hand on that occasion. Lehmann on 46, Bevan 11.
Around Australia and the other states, The winners of that competition will be announced on the 31st. To Darren Lehmann. 350s in this competition, the FAI Insurance Cup. Very fine performance here today, and he's played extremely sensibly. He's made 50 from 57 balls, and has hardly taken a risk.
Give him a chance to put that away.
Good running, but could have been very tight.
Too long to throw it, and it was far too wide. Job here. It's first one-day game for South Australia. Pressure on the final overs, particularly for the fielding side here.
Quite well towards the end of this innings.
Bowled him. Oh, that was the wicket that New South Wales needed. Lehmann trying to give himself some room, and Mark Waugh in his final over picks up a vital wicket.
That's clever bowling. He didn't spear it away from the batsman. He bowled a slower ball, in fact, as soon as he saw Lehmann giving him the charge, and defeated Lehmann with the change of pace. It's 5 for 186.
Okay, Scuderi comes to the crease. South Australia 5 for 186. Darren Lehmann clean bowled by Mark Waugh for 52.
It's very well bowled. And here's Mark Waugh again, bowling to Scuderi. The trouble with a batsman like Lehmann getting out is that the new batsman has to come in, make a start, get himself adjusted very quickly. There's only 8 overs to go. Lehmann played very well, minimum of boundaries, but still kept the scoring rate moving along.
That's the end for Mark Waugh. It's 5 for 186.
Well placed, just out of the reach of the man at squarish point, and the third man had to run around. 2 runs. Bevan is the left-hander, Scuderi the right-hander.
Bevan doing a good job here, trying to work the ball, turns blind. Joe Scuderi's had a good year with the bat for South Australia. Very handy young all-rounder. Tony Crafter having a wonderful year. In-form umpire. Oh, he's gone. He's too good, Waugh. He doesn't make mistakes. And that's a bad run out for South Australia. But Waugh in quickly, control of the situation. The throw was perfect.
That was a brilliant piece of fielding, because he didn't even break stride in gathering the ball, had summed it up even as he was moving towards the ball that it was to be the keeper's end to which the throw should go. threw off balance and right alongside the bails. That was a lovely piece of out cricket. 6 for 189.
Scuderi out for a duck in the 44th over. Berry comes to the crease. His side in trouble now at 6 for 189. Scuderi run out for a duck. Bevan on strike. New bowler McNamara, but unfortunately in for Scuderi. But Waugh did it beautifully. He made it look easy. Pick up and throw off balance right over the bails. Already taken a superb catch, Mark Waugh, and he finished that off like a fine athlete. Superb balance.
Well, Lawson shuffling his bowlers here and just mixing them up. He's had Holdsworth bowl 5.
6 for 192. Very interesting semi-final here at the Adelaide Oval. Should be a great chase this afternoon by New South Wales. Conditions perfect for spectators. That's well struck down the ground. That's what's needed. Running for the 4th. It hits it out. Safely home. Very slow coming back for the 4th run. Berry in all sorts of trouble there.
Once again, sensible cricket from Mark Waugh, who went for the intercept on the throw. He made ground out towards the thrower to take the relay, and then took the chance on being able to throw down the stumps.
Tommy goes over mid-off. 2 more to Bevan. Obviously, Mark Waugh's always in the game. There was the throw. The batsman was just home. Mark Waugh has certainly lifted the standard of the New South Wales fielding here today.
9 at the moment. The highest score South Australia has ever made in this comp against New South Wales is 203, and that is possibly about to equal it. Well played by Holdsworth, who got round very quickly there. 202 for 6 now. Previous highest by South Australia, 8 for 203. That was in December 1985 at the SCG.
Or how many they need to give for the no ball. It's cleared mid-off, well and truly.
It's a beautiful shot. Down the wicket he came. And he's got to do this. There's wickets in hand. Gave himself a little bit of room. Saw the gap over the top of mid-off. And beautifully played for 4. Just a nice hitting pace, Brad McNamara.
Mark O'Neill, that fine leg. It's 6 for 217. Mark's bowling the 48th over. Mark O'Neill coming in and taking a very good catch. For a second it looked as though he wouldn't quite get there, but a late dive just got him home. A very good catch from Mark O'Neill.
Yes, a great catch. One of the more difficult catches in the outfield. The one that's not going to quite carry. He's got to come forward, dive forward. That's an excellent catch. Brilliant catch. Darren Berry is out for 7. South Australia 7 for 217.
Peter Gladigo coming to the crease now for South Australia. They've lost 7 wickets for 217. Last man out being Darren Berry. Extremely well caught by Mark O'Neill.
You see this one again, and you can see how much ground he made. It's a great hit. Well, he's shown the ability, Michael Bevan, to hit inside out over the offside field. And this one is whacked over mid-wicket for 4. Great shot. From 50 balls.
Beaten it off, so that brings up the 50 and scored at a runner ball.
Superb knock. Strike rate of 100.
Well, that was definitely the cow shot. Michael Bevan coming back for a second. That's well run, although Mark O'Neill not so lively in the field there. Not as lively as he was when he took the catch to get rid of Darren Berry. Well bowled, right on target. So Gladigo is the 8th man down. Brad McNamara picks up his first wicket.
Did the right thing. There's only one over after this one. He had to get after them. But very well bowled by Brad McNamara. Speared in the Yorker at leg stump. 8 for 231.
The Adelaide Oval, the South Australian captain David Hooks won the toss and decided to bat first. And the man coming in at number 10, Colin Miller, with a colour coordinated cap and nose. It's got the sun cream on, colour coordinated. Be handy around Christmas time, that colour sun cream. Lawson at point. Seems to be throwing all right, Jeff Lawson, so that suggests that there's no great problem with his arm.
I guess that when you're throwing as compared to bowling, you can get a good flick of the elbow on the wrist rather than with the upper arm.
A man out at mid-wicket, Greg Matthews, and he's taken it very easily. So Michael Bevan out for 55. South Australia losing wickets very quickly here at the end of their innings.
He'd be disappointed he didn't hit this for 6, Michael Bevan. Just a medium pace full toss. Didn't quite get hold of it. Greg Matthews always seems to be in the game. Very safe in the outfield. He's out for 55, 9 for 231.
Tim May, he's not a bad number 11. He'll have the best defence of any number 11 I've seen. He's a very technically correct player, Tim May. He comes in following the demise of Michael Bevan for 55.
Yes, I just mentioned that he'd be a bit disappointed, Michael Bevan. It was just the lack of pace on the delivery that brought about his downfall. sit on the bottom of the bat. Four deliveries remaining. South Australia 9 for 231.
Tim May has had real problems with his knee injury. Came back from the Nehru Cup to have an operation on his knee. Then came back into Sheffield Shield cricket.
The runs are on the board and New South Wales have to get them.
War at mid-wicket, so South Australia 234 from their 50 overs. 50s from Michael Bevan and Darren Lehmann. Very good 45 from David Hooks. But no one really going on playing a dominating or a match-winning type innings. So the score, a good one from South Australia, 234. But it may not be quite enough. Hilditch played well for his 31. New South Wales require 235 runs at a rate of 4.7 per over from their 50 overs. Good bowling there from Greg Matthews. Great delivery that got rid of Paul Nobes, and a handy wicket when he got rid of David Hooks on 45. So that's the South Australian score after they decided to bat first. And we'll be back at the Adelaide Oval in just a moment when Richie Benno will have the winning list of classic catches, and he'll also announce the winners.
Isn't that a magnificent sight? The Adelaide Oval, one of my favourite cricket grounds.
Didn't think it was your favourite ground when I had a chat to you back here in the mid-70s during a Western Australia-South Australia game, Roo. Nobes at third man.
It's a good move by Jeff Lawson, I believe, to open the batting with Trevor Bayliss and Steve Small. Both players who like to get on with the game, looking to play their shots right from the outset.
I just wonder if this is a forerunner of what we might see in the Shield final for New South Wales, with Small and Bayliss opening the batting. Because they've got... no, in fact, you'll have Mark Taylor coming back, won't you? So it could be... I wonder if it's a contest between these two to see who gets the other opening spot, because you might have to leave someone out to fit all their players in with the test players coming back. That's well run by Trevor Bayliss. Leg by. New South Wales none for 4. And Mark O'Neill. O'Neill will get into the batting lineup. And then they'll probably want to play the 3 quickies there, Lawson, Whitney and Holdsworth. It's nicely timed by Steve Small. First boundary for New South Wales.
Beautiful shot off his pads. Ball's pitched up. They can afford to get on the front foot. And away you go. There's only 2 men.
Glad to go at third man.
Unusual technique, but effective.
Beautifully placed. So first boundary there for Trevor Bayliss. New South Wales none for 16. Big shout from behind, and he's been given. Umpire Harper had a long look before he decided that Steve Small was on his way. Small does get a long way across just as the bowler delivers the ball, and Gladigo has trapped him in front.
Yes, you see him just walk across the crease there, and that was pretty adjacent. I would have thought hitting nothing but middle, about 2/3 of the way up. He's bowled well, Peter Gladigo. Steve Small out for 7, New South Wales 1 for 16.
Mark O'Neill comes in at number 3. He's been in excellent form for New South Wales this season. Played extremely well in that last Shield match against Tasmania. Been bowling a few leg spinners, and also prominent in the field today in this second semi-final of the FAI Cup competition. Peter Gladigo getting the first breakthrough for South Australia.
An excellent delivery here. Pitched about middle and leg, hitting middle, I would have thought. And a great breakthrough for South Australia.
New South Wales 1 for 16 after 5 overs. Trevor Bayliss on 8. Mark O'Neill yet to get off the mark. Nice little bit of outswing there for Colin Miller. He's had a good Shield season, Colin Miller.
He's a very good bowler. He bowls good outswingers, has the ability to bowl an excellent in-swinger also. So it makes him the complete...
Get onto the back foot. That's where he prefers to be. Strong back foot player. Played that one out into the covers. Darryl Scott is at cover. Field placings for Colin Miller.
Can't get over that block out on his nose, though, Colin Miller.
Could be close if Bevan hits, and he has. So Mark O'Neill run out comfortably there. That wasn't a good call, and an excellent piece of work by Michael Bevan at point.
It was great pressure cricket from the South Australians. Just mentioned the bowling has been excellent. Mark O'Neill trying to get off strike from the wrong shot, and well short of his ground. He was out for 1. New South Wales 2 for 21.
Mark Waugh with 928 first-class runs to his name this season has been in excellent form. 5 centuries, including a 198 not out in the last Shield match. That was against Tasmania. Waugh is at the non-strikers end. Trevor Bayliss on 12 faces Miller. So a good over there from Colin Miller. He contributed to the pressure that saw Mark O'Neill run out.
There he is. No chance of a hits. And a beautiful piece of fielding from Michael Bevan. Great pressure cricket. Have a look at this again from another angle. Beautiful throwing action. Middle stump. If you can apply some pressure and hold pressure, you've got a chance of making even the best players crack.
Gladigo continues. Waugh off the mark with a single. Conditions now perfect bright sunny afternoon. That's well struck. Over cover. Races away for 4. 2 for 26. Miller from the Cathedral end. That's over cover again, so Bayliss repeats the dose. Slowing up, they'll run 3, they may come back for 4. And good running.
It looks as though inside the 15 overs that Bayliss is going to give it a dash. There's nothing wrong with that. They've lost 2 wickets, but if they can get that run rate up in the first 15 overs to or pushing up towards 4, then they'll be well on the way. Can only be 2 men outside the fielding circle, and must be 2 men in catching positions. And in fact, umpire Crafter out there at the moment.
Regulation fine leg for Mark Waugh. Well, that's beautifully timed. Colin Miller, ex-Victorians, had a great year for South Australia. 44 wickets, 25. One of the best swing bowlers in the country. 2 for 36. South Australia 1 for 32 after 12 overs. Gradigo continues to bail us on 22. And that's hit in the air. Oh, he falls over mid-on. He's up again now. Can he get it? He does. Whoa, reaction aplenty. It's all happening at the Adelaide Oval. No, slipped over just at the crucial moment. Got up quickly, and that's the end of Trevor Bayliss.
That's very well bowled by Gladigo. There's certainly pace and bounce in that delivery. Deliberately ploughed in short, give Bayliss the chance of the hook. Was on him much too quickly for the stroke, and Nobes, I reckon his heart was on the ground, not only his backside. Just a moment or two. Bayliss out for 22, caught Nobes by Gladigo, and it's 3 for 36.
Greg Matthews makes his way to the crease because Bayliss has been outthought by the bowler. Enticed the pull shot. Paul Nobes really put himself under enormous pressure. He slipped, got up well, took the catch. 3 for 36, New South Wales. I'm quite sure that David Hooks' heart would have jumped to the top of his throat when he saw Paul Nobes slip over here at mid-on. It was a regulation catch. Slipped, it was up quickly. Caught it well enough in the end.
He did get up very quickly. Perhaps a bit of thought process from his skipper, David Hook.
Should be able to bowl all day from run up like this. It's well struck. 2 more to War. It's 3 for 38.
It's good, competent attack. 2 more medium paces in Scott and Scuderi, and May, the experienced spinner.
It's a good shot. Good start by Matthews. We did see Greg Matthews spin the ball earlier on today. Someone would expect that Tim May would also get some turn. Well placed.
It is fatal here at the Adelaide Oval to go for a second or a third or a fourth run on the square side. That was only almost fatal.
Probably saved Matthews was the ball held up when it hit the turf. Just slowed it down. It's a good throw. The accuracy was there. It's a breeze coming across the ground. The south. War on 10, Matthews 8. It's a fine shot by Mark Waugh. Happy with 2, and good afternoon, Bruce Sharple.
Good afternoon, Bill, and then to everyone. New South Wales with their backs to the wall here.
And that's excellent running.
Back with Peter Gladigo. He's shortened his run.
Good shot. Late cut. In the end, picked up 2 wickets. 2 for 35 off 5.
There. Oh, nicely caught. He's fielded very well out there, Andrew Hilditch. Everything that went along the ground, and he's kept runs down with good throwing. Now he's taken an excellent catch.
So that one dropped on him a little bit, was hit into the breeze. Dawson swinging that full toss away towards mid-wicket. Hilditch had to come around and in at the last minute as the ball dropped on him, but he took it very comfortably. So the South Australians doing a very good job here, not making a mistake in the field. New South Wales 8 for 153.
Next man in for New South Wales, Michael Whitney.
Michael Whitney. Just make it out to the centre.
Well, the wheels have really fallen off for New South Wales. Did some excellent work by the South Australians in the outfield. They've caught very well. Not making any mistakes whatsoever. Eyes on the ball. Good positive attacking cricket from the South Australians. Full pitch. Straight down the fieldsman's throat. Michael Whitney picks up a single. Very good performance here by South Australia. They've been very professional in their approach to their bowling in particular. Haven't given the New South Welshmen any width at all. Hooks misfields. 8 for 158.
Gladigo looked a better bowler. Well, just as fast. No ball called. He runs from that, and 2 for the no ball.
never really took control of the game, which I felt could have been theirs. Fine shot.
Yes, Carl.
David Hooks to bowl. Phil Emery is taking a strike, 8 for 169. Oh, beautifully done. And a wide called by the umpire. Better get the extra ball, but it doesn't do the batsman much good. Can be stumped off a wide.
Brilliant piece of work by wicketkeeper Berry. Beautiful piece of work. Had the bails off in a flash. And the umpire at the bowler's end called wide, so he gets a wicket and concedes 2 runs. 1 run for a wide, 9 for 170. Wayne Holsworth comes to the crease at 9 for 170. Brilliant piece of work by wicketkeeper Berry. Took that almost on the half volley. To dismiss Emery. Superb piece of keeping.
And just out of picture, the umpire is signalling a wide. The batsman suddenly, for one moment, thought he might have been able to get back, but couldn't. 9 down for 170.
First. Well, you have to laugh at that. That was there to be put away. David Hooks, hands to head. It was a slow full toss. Wayne Holsworth, oh, he swung himself off his feet.
Whitney goes straight down the ground. Be 2 runs there. That will mean Holdsworth will face the first ball of the next over. It's 9 for 175. And Whitney's square driven him. Just the 2 runs. This is the 48th over. Just a single to Michael Whitney.
Require 20 runs per over.
Outstumped, and that is the match. The semi-final to South Australia. Hooks takes 5 wickets. 5 for 41 for David Hooks. A very good performance and an outstanding effort from the whole of the South Australian side in this FAI semi-final. 53 runs the difference. 9 for 181 against 9 for 234. Man of the match is David Hooks. The final of the FAI Cup will be Western Australia against South Australia at the WACA ground Perth on Saturday, March 31st. Well, that's all from the Adelaide Oval. A great win for South Australia, thoroughly deserved. They turned in an outstanding performance. In a moment, we'll be back with Mark Warren with a shortened version of Sport Sunday. A moment from the Adelaide Oval.
This has been another presentation from Nine's Wide World of Sports.